Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. I recently purchased a few more of Kameliya Angelkova books, and I did do flip throughs of the books. If I remember, I will link the video down below. I believe I had 3 of her books in that flip through video, and one of them was this Christmas Mandalas book. I thought I would color a picture out of this for the couple of Christmas in July color alongs that are going on. So I thought we would go ahead and color this cute little gingerbread house with the, again, in mandala format. And I am going to color with my glitter gel pens. Now I put all of my favorites in here. I took all my miscellaneous glitter gel pens out of here, and I put in my favorite, which are my Chromatech. Let's see if I can find one here. And the reason why I love these, might not be able to see it on camera, probably not, but they have the code for the color on here, and then you can buy refills. They come in a box like this, and the refills have the code on, so you can match up the refill to the pen very easily. I also have another one of my favorites in here, and that is the Color Technique gel pen. They're also very nice, and you can purchase refills for them too. Now I just put all my packages of refills in a baggie in here, so that I could just fit all of my refills in this center compartment for all of the gel pens, and I have them all contained in one unit. I really love this carousel. I got it at Michael's when they had a 50% off all storage. So it's normally, I think, about 50 bucks. I paid $25 for this. So if you're interested in this neat little carousel for some of your coloring supplies, that's where I got this from. So let's move that off to the side. And because I am coloring with gel pens, I don't anticipate getting this done in one video. It may be a couple of parts long, but we will play that by ear and see how far we get within like an hour, hour and a half. I do sometimes have a tendency of doing longer coloring chats, so we'll see how long this one gets and whether I think that I need to kind of split it up into 2 parts. So let's get started. I think I will start with the center like I normally do with all mandalas. I always start in the middle, work my way out. We'll see if I do that with this type of mandala, because this is more picturesque of a mandala rather than just a design. So we'll see. I guess I'll do the easiest part first, and I'm going to do this in browns, and I think I'm going to use a lighter and a dark brown so it's not just all one color. And let me zoom you in. Alrighty, so let me find my browns, and I will link both of these gel pens that I use down below, as well as this book. I'm going to get a scrap piece of paper because for a change I don't have color charts made out for these, and actually I could for the Chromatech, because they do have alphanumeric code on them. Yeah, these two will go good. All right, so how is everybody doing? I wanted to get a number of color and chats done yesterday. Today is Saturday, the 14th of July. Oh, it's the middle of July already. Unreal. So yeah, I wanted to get a bunch of, or a few anyhow, videos done yesterday. And I got 3 shorter videos done in the morning. And then ended up having some major problems trying to get them copied over to my laptop. And I have this problem every once in a while. I use the Photos app on the computer to copy over from my phone because it's really easy. You just, you know, attach your phone via USB cord and use the Photos app. And every once in a while, I get this really cryptic type of message. It doesn't really tell you what the problem is. It just says, an error occurred, you know, trying to copy them to your computer. So I always thought, okay, well, maybe there was a problem with the connection between the phone and the laptop. So I would go ahead and unplug the phone from the computer, exit out of the programs, you know, the Photos program on my computer, reconnect the phone onto the computer, go back into the app or program, and it still wouldn't work. Tried copying over a picture rather than a video, and that copied over fine. So I was really confused. So I knew the connection was fine. So I'm like, okay, if all else fails, you go to Google and you do some research. So yeah, I'm like, okay, I did a bunch of searching for this, that, and the other thing, and you know, by this time it's a couple hours later, and finally came upon an article that showed me a different way of copying photos or videos, copying anything from my iPhone to my computer. And it was via File Manager, and it's more cumbersome than using the photo program because it was really hard to determine what file was what to copy over. But I finally managed to find the appropriate folder, because the folders are named really weird when you look at your phone documents using File Manager on a Windows computer. I'm sure it's much easier on a Mac, but not so much on a Windows PC. But yeah, finally found what I wanted to copy over and started copying it. And lo and behold, yes, I got an error message, but this time, instead of being a real cryptic type of message, it told me that my hard drive was full. I'm like, what in the world is going on? I know my hard drive cannot be full. I just put in a 1 terabyte solid state hard drive not that long ago from Best Buy. So I'm like, that cannot be full. Because after I copy a video over to my hard drive and I create my thumbnails and all of that, I created separate subdirectories to, one for YouTube videos, one for thumbnails. So after it's been uploaded to YouTube for a while, I go in and I delete them out. So it's like, okay, I mean, I know those take up a lot of room, and that's why I do delete them out. Like, how can that be full? Did some more research, and it's like, okay, duh. Found out I didn't empty my recycle bin. And for those of you either unfamiliar with it, or if you don't have it on a Mac, I'm not sure how a Mac works. When you delete something off of your computer, it's not truly deleted off your computer. It is kind of held in a separate storage bank on your computer, and it's called the recycle bin. So that in case you accidentally deleted something, it's still there. And you can set it up through your system management software that comes on a computer to, empty out your recycle bin every once in a while, once a week, once a month, whatever. I didn't have it set up to empty it out every once in a while. So all those videos I was deleting was going into that recycle bin. Duh. And I know that, I'm pretty PC literate. I was a computer programmer for a number of years. I'm like, oh my heavens, Lisa. So yeah, emptied that out, which took a while because it had a gazillion YouTube videos in. And again, tried to copy things over from my phone to the computer using the Photos app, and voila, worked like a charm. Boy, oh boy, am I dumb. Oy vey. So yeah, but now I know for in the future, because like I said, I periodically would have this problem, and it was so frustrating. It's like, okay, how come sometimes I don't have a problem and other times I do? And I even tried, when it wouldn't copy over all of them, I tried copying over, like I said, just the photos, and those copied over lickety-split. So then I would try copying over a different video, and it would copy over just fine. And I'm like, what in the world? Well, here, the video I tried copying over was shorter, so there wasn't enough room. It's like, this is all making sense now. Oh, I'm so frustrated and so confused. So, I did learn a valuable lesson yesterday, even though it took me hours and hours to figure out. It was like a vendetta. I had to figure this out. Why in the world? Okay, this is pretty bright. Didn't start out that way. I had looked at it and it looked just fine. Let me see if I can adjust something here. Adjust the tone here a little bit. Get a little bit. How's that? That's a little better, huh? Boy, the light browns on camera look like they're orange, and they're definitely not orange. I don't know why. Anyhow, so yeah, finally figured out, okay, I know what the problem is. So Shouldn't have that problem anymore. Yay. But yeah, so needless to say, all I got done yesterday was those 3 shorter videos. So I definitely wanted to get a couple of color and chats in today. I always, you know, as I said in the past, I like to get a few extra videos made on the weekend because it's harder for me to get videos done during the week with watching the kids. So if I don't feel like making one in the morning before they come or at night after they leave, I have a couple stored up where I can just publish one of those out to YouTube. So we'll see how far I get today. Couldn't make videos right away this morning. I woke up with such a whopper of a headache. Nothing worse than starting your day out with a bad headache. But took some Tylenol, waited a little bit, and yeah, now I'm feeling mucho better. There. Okay. I like how that turned out rather than just all one color. Let's see. Let's put some of the lighter brown down in here too. And what color shall we go around the outside with? I think I'm just going to go around with the darker one for the roof. Or is there anything else I could use? I don't want to use black. So yeah, I think I'm just going to do the outline in the dark brown because it's not like it's so dark you're not going to see the lines. So I am anticipating getting this color in chat, at least this first part, if this does end up being multiple parts long today yet. So hope everybody had a great week and is having a great weekend. The weather it's been beautiful. I haven't done a color in a chat for a while. So, yeah, it has been gorgeous here. Quite warm and quite muggy. We've been in the 80s with kind of high humidity. So, me and Maddie were outside a lot, and she was in her pool. So, Grandma got a lot of sun. My connect the dots are getting closer and closer. Oh, I look pretty red on camera. I'm not. Well, yeah, my tan is kind of always on the pinkish side. I was cursed with very fair skin. Freckly, light skin. You know, everybody who has freckles, or a lot of people, I should say, not everybody, that has freckles dislike freckles. People that don't have freckles think freckles are cute. We're never happy, are we? Just like hair, too. Like with my really thin, baby fine hair, I always wished my hair were thicker. But yet, people with really thick hair have a problem with, you know, styling their hair, or people with curly hair have to straighten theirs, and people with straight hair curl theirs. Like I said, we're never happy. So I guess I'm now happy with my hair because all I have to do is take a shower and blow dry my hair with a round brush. I style it with a round brush. I first put some styling gel in, and I can just blow dry my hair, style it that way, and go. I used to take a curling iron and, you know, feather them back that way, but now I can just do it with my blow dryer and a brush, and I'm good to go. And with my hair being so thin, it takes me a whole whopping, 5 minutes to blow dry my hair. So I know people with thick hair are like, oh, I wish. So I guess I got to be happy with my thin hair. Even though I have 2 horrible cowlicks in the back of my head. I always said they're my devil horns. My hairstylist agreed. She says, yeah, you got some whoppers back there. But she cuts my hair so awesomely. I love the way she cuts my hair, and she knows how to layer it over the top of those devil horns. So when they're just blow dried, they look great, but once you sleep on your hair for one night, the devil horns come back. It's like, geez. So then you either wash your hair again, or you just, if you're in a hurry, you wet them back down and re-blow dry them. Alrighty. I think I'm going to do light up in this area. And we'll do dark for all the window frames. Anybody have any plans for the weekend? If the weather is cooperating for you. Is it hot in your part of the world too? Again, I've been hearing from other color tubers that in the south anyhow, I guess it's been atrociously hot. Like 90s or upper 90s. It's like, oh yeah, that would be hot. Bob was telling me this morning on our local TV station, when we have news right away in the morning on Saturday mornings, the weather was talking about how in 36, 37, Wisconsin today had their hottest temperature ever. It hit 107. It's like, ooh, yeah, that would be a little toasty. That's pretty hot for here in Wisconsin. I can remember a number of years ago. This was quite a while. Probably like, I don't know. I can't even fathom the guess. Probably 15, 20 years ago. We actually were in the hundreds for a number of days in a row. I don't remember that ever happening again. That had to have been a record for us too. And yeah, hundreds get pretty hot. Especially if there's any humidity whatsoever. Then it's really miserable. And I'm assuming when that happened, I did not have any central air. I don't even know at that time where I was living. If it was out in the house that my then husband and I built. No, there was no air conditioning in that house. So yeah, it would have been hot. Let's see. Well, we'll do the door frame here dark. So I don't want to do that dark. It is a gingerbread house, so I guess we can make it any color we want to. Maybe that's colored icing.
Well, I might cut that over there in the front.
Okay.
Well, I mean, get it done.
Okay. Alrighty, let's go in here, and yeah, we'll make the others so that it's like colored icing. Got a little smudge there, but I think I'm going to use the light brown and go around that anyhow, so it will be covered up. I'm going to leave these two colors out. I'll need the light. So what color shall we make the colored icing? We'll do colored icing up in here too. Let's make it, let's see, what's normally on gingerbread houses? Probably a lot of red, maybe. Let's get out a red. This is a color technique. Okay, yeah, we'll do this part red. Lawn mowing day today. It's not real long though, but I know if it doesn't get mowed until next weekend, it's going to be too long because we're supposed to get a lot of rain this week. So, and very warm, up near 90 every day. So, yeah. And if it's raining, can't go outside with Maddie to get in the pool. So, and she's always very warm, especially when she sleeps. Oh, holy heavens. She is... I always let her in just her pull-up when she naps because, yeah, she just sweats to death. Warm little child. So yeah, if it's raining out, we're going to have to find stuff to do in here. Maybe make some more slime. Although she doesn't play with the slime and the Play-Doh as much as she used to. Now it's back to getting in Grandma's stuff. She'll get out her markers once in a while and just scribble on the paper. And she hasn't gotten into her colored pencils. I had given her a bunch of colored pencils a while ago too, and she hasn't scribbled with those in quite a while. She likes the markers better. She's just like her grandma. Unfortunately, when she takes... I'm sorry for shifting you guys back and forth, but I do have to get it at an angle so I can color it right. She, when she takes the covers off of the markers, of course, the marker tip slides across the side of her hand, because that's how she takes the covers off. And so, yeah, she's usually got a lot of marker on her hand. But with them being water-based markers, I can usually get most of it off. Not necessarily all, but... Alrighty. Let's go up in the top here with the red also. Let's see, do I have any funny Maddie stories this time? Usually every color in chat, I have a really funny Maddie story. Can't think of one this time. Holy cow. She's always such a card. Oh yeah, I do have a funny one. This was on Wednesday. She's got, she's got her big battery-powered Jeep outside that we got her for her birthday for here. But then inside, from when she was smaller, she has a little four-wheeler that, she just sits on and pushes with her feet. And she is getting a little big for it now, but she told me on Wednesday that she was going to town and she was going to Walmart and get some food. And I go, you are? I said, what kind of food are you going to get? She goes, some hot dogs, because she loves hot dogs. Some sausage. She loves summer sausage. And then she goes, and pizza and beer. She loves saying pizza beer. Because I go, you don't drink beer. No, yucky, Daddy drink beer. I go, Daddy does, huh? Yeah. I says, does he drink beer with his pizza? Yeah. I says, well, I don't think you're going to be able to buy beer at Walmart. Why? I said, because you're not old enough. Why? Her favorite two words are, huh? And why? And yeah, just like my kids when they were littler, they would say, huh, even though they heard every word you said, they still say, huh. It's like, oh, that's so irritating. Let's go ahead with the red. We're going to make the chimney red because I don't have like a brick red color in a gel pen. So yeah, it was funny. She was going to Walmart. Funny kid. So yeah, I didn't have the kids on Thursday. That's when my mother-in-law's funeral was. Well, my ex-mother-in-law's funeral was. So yeah, that was kind of a sad occasion. Let's put a light blue in here. So yeah, I went out to that. I figure I should. She was my mother-in-law for about 15 years, so. And I had gone to my father-in-law's funeral a few years ago, so. And it was kind of nice. The service was short and sweet, you know, it wasn't a drawn out thing or anything. And then they had a luncheon in the church basement afterwards, so I actually got to see all four of my kids at the same time. That never happens except for Christmas. Matter of fact, I don't see my youngest two very often at all. My oldest girl, you know, two girls I see. Well, Heather I see on a daily basis. But Cameron and Mallory, I don't see much at all. So, yeah, it was nice seeing everybody, seeing my ex-in-laws, because I still get along with them good. I get along with my ex-husband good. When we first got divorced, we said we are going to get along for the sake of the kids. And many times when you no longer live together, the relationship between you can become much better. Okay. Well, let's put some blue and red in the door to go along with the others. And yeah, we're at over a half an hour, and I haven't even gotten the gingerbread done. The house. So yeah, this definitely is going to be a multi-parter. We'll go for a while though. We'll see how far we get and when a good stop time is. Don't know what I'm going to do for the windows though. I think I'm going to use my lightest yellow because a lot of times I know I built a few gingerbread houses in my day. I would have a battery operated flicker little tea light inside, and so the windows would glow. And then on the windows, before I put the walls together, I would use icing, and I put yellow cellophane over the top. Or one year I even attempted to melt, what the heck was it? It's real like stretchy type of candy, and it became iridescent. It was like Jello kinda, but very thin. And yeah, that didn't work out too well. I mean, it was kind of okay, but yeah, tried to do some fancy stuff on a gingerbread. I haven't made a gingerbread house in years. All right, I don't know if I want to use I have so many bright yellows. Let's see how this one would look. Yeah, that's pretty bright. It's not quite the neon bright. I think this is probably the same brightness. No, it's not. But I don't know if I want to go darker yellow either. Don't I have a yellow in the middle? Let me see. Yeah, it's either super duper bright neon or yeah, I don't really like any of these. Let's see what this one is like. Well, let's use this one. It's still going to be pretty bright, but we got a really light, bright candle inside. Yep, that's it. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. Yeah, actually kind of like that. Kind of like how you put the little votive candles inside your jack-o'-lantern sometimes. That's what we put inside of here. But if that's what you did, you would have to be able to take the roof off or something to put the candle out. Put the door on hinges. That would be a very fancy gingerbread house, wouldn't it? Do you ever see those shows where they make these absolutely humongous, gorgeous gingerbread houses? Like castles that take up an entire table with all the lattice work and, oh my heavens, the work that goes into those. Because there's, I forgot where it is, if it's even in this country, but they have a competition every year. And, oh, yeah, some of them are tailored like after castles, or like Buckingham Palace, or I seen one was the White House. And yeah, just stunning. I know with even doing my smaller ones, the amount of work that goes into them. And they don't just use, you know, ordinary candies to put on their gingerbread house. Oh, no, no, no. They have to make them look so realistic. Unbelievable. Alrighty, yeah, I like how that turned out. Okay, I think, and this is going to take a little bit, I am going to go and do the background in the lighter brown. Could leave it white because a lot of times you put icing all the way, you know, over the top of the walls so that the candy can stick in. But this doesn't have any more candy on the walls, so we're going to make it the color of the gingerbread itself. Should have maybe brought along a marker to do this part, but when I used to color with just gel pens, I would cover quite large areas with gel pen. And yeah, it took a while, but I just, you know, that was before I had gotten into markers at all. I had the, since quite early on, both the Stabilo and the Staedtler fine liners in both width of tips. They have the Staedtler, or is it Stabilo? 68s and 88s. And so they have the very, you know, fine liners like we're, you know, used to seeing. And then the other width is a little bit bigger. And I have not used those in a long time, so should get them out sometime. And color with those again. But especially now that I got my Arteza toy markers. Oh, those are my favorite water-based markers. Love the toy markers. And I got the set of 100, so there are so many beautiful colors. And I like it so much better than that 48 set, because the 48 set has 2 browns and that's it. So yeah, the 100 set has, oh gosh, I don't even know, 10 maybe? 10 browns? A lot of browns. That seems to be one color that is kind of lacking in many sets of, you know, both alcohol marker sets and water base. But when you only have 48 to 50 colors, you know, you can only put so many in a set. So I do understand that, but so many times in those sets they have other colors that are so similar. You know, they'll have some yellows many times that are so similar in color, or reds, that's another color that sometimes they'll have very similar, and then they won't have any really good oranges, you know, or they'll have some blues that are so similar, and then yeah, not hardly have any browns. And it's like, or purples are always lacking in those smaller sets. Some of the pinks are very similar. Could take out some of those pinks and put in some more purples. But yeah, the larger sets a lot of times has, you know, of course, really good selection. Like the Kameliya 100 set is a nice variety of colors. And then Kameliya does have a skin tone set. And the skin tone set, some of them are repeated from the 100 set. But there are some, and I can't remember, I can't even think how big the skin tone set is. Must be like maybe 20, 24. I mean, there's quite a number of markers in that set. And out of that, I would say there's a good, I can't even remember now, maybe 8 to 10 colors that are new, that are not included in the Oops, let's get this. In the 100 set. So yeah, I had gotten the skin tone set and the regular, because of course Lisa's got to have all the colors. Then of course my big Limouche set of 168 has, yeah, a lot of good colors. So many grays though. You know, in those larger sets, there's always so many grays. And I know grays are important. You know, you do need some lighter and darker warm grays. Lighter and darker cool grays. But holy heavens, there's, I mean, out of the 168, there's probably 20 to 25 grays. That's a little over the top. Just like the Copics. You know, out of 358 colors, which is a ton of colors, there's 10, 20, 30, 40, let's see, 41 maybe? 42, something like that. Grays. So, actual colors, you have, you know, a little over 300. Only 300. But still, even that set is lacking in purples. My favorite shade of purple, Copic does not have. So I did buy an empty Copic, and I am going to make my own color with refills. With the refill colors. Okay, let's see. What should we make that? I see a little white space down here. Let's go around the outside with, there's not a lot of blue in here. There's a little more red. So maybe we'll go around with, well, no, maybe we'll go around with the red, and these kind of remind me of waves. So I think we'll put 2 shades of blue there and put red there. I do love how those windows turned out. Looks just like there's bright light in the background, doesn't it? So there's the house. They're so cute. I am going to grab my, if I can reach it. This is the Jelly Roll 10 Sakura, and we are going to color the snow up here. No, this is white. I want the glitter one. Do I have that over here? Let me look up above in my drawers and see if I brought that over here. I did bring this over from in the dining room. Cleaned off the top shelf here so that I could have access to this stuff, but I don't have a clear. Let me see if I have it in here. Well, here's a really, really pale gray. Maybe we'll use that instead. Now I know I have to add to my arsenal over here my clear, or my clear glitter jelly roll. Oh yeah, that works. That's probably actually better than just a clear. So then we'll do the smoke in a little bit darker of a gray. And of course, we all know grays are not glitter, they are metallic. So I'll have to be a little bit careful around the lines, because that's dark. Let's try this one. Oh, that's pretty dark too. Do I have anything in between? Oh, that one's not bad. Always gotta have a scratch piece of paper around. Alrighty, so yeah, let's do the smoke. So we have the house completely done. And yeah, with the grays, I try to be extra careful so I don't go over the black lines. It's the only thing I don't like about metallic gel pens. So I really have a tendency of not using them. But when you need a gray, you don't have a choice. I don't know why it is that they can't come out with a gray true glitter gel pen. What is it about that color, that pigment, that they can't just make it glitter? They have to make it more metallic, more opaque. I mean, it is shiny. I don't know if you'd be able to see that. Whoa, that's really bright. Let's go up here. No, not going to be able to see it. You know, it is shiny, but it's not glittery. It is definitely metallic and not glitter. But yeah, I have not done a picture on camera with all glitter gel pens since the very, very long Tropical Scenes by Color It. And even that one, I did use just a little bit of alcohol marker for the flowers in the middle. So it wasn't truly all glitter gel pens. It was just a little bit of marker. But yeah, the vast majority was all glitter gel pens. So yeah, let's go around the outside then. Make sure we don't go up on that because that's wet. So we're going to start down here. And my container of gel pens is in the way. If you'll notice, I did flip the background, my mat, from the side that has all the lines on to the reverse, because this is all black. I noticed in some of the videos when I record that those lines kind of went a little haywire. And I felt they were maybe a little distracting. So I thought, I'm going to flip it over to the black side. Go to the dark side. And I thought maybe with this month's Amazon or YouTube money, I was going to get some really pretty contact paper. You know, the sticky backed. Like maybe a pretty pinkish purplish galaxy scene, and put contact paper on here, and then I would have a really pretty background on my desk. I'll have to see what I can find. I don't think it's that expensive. And I know some of the contact paper that you get, you know, on the rolls can be quite large and probably more than I'm going to need. But the width of this mat, I bought a great big one for my desk here, and I think it's like trying to picture a yardstick. Must be 3 feet wide by it's not 3 feet high, but it's more than 2, maybe 2.5 by 3. It went by inches, not feet, so I don't know if it was maybe 30 by 36 or something. But yeah, so I think some of the contact paper that I've looked at in the past you can get on like 4-foot rolls. But hopefully not any bigger than that, because I wouldn't need anything bigger than that. So yeah, I thought that would be pretty. Unless you think that I should just leave it black. Let me know in the comments below if you think the black background works much better as far as a background, and then you can more easily see the books and the coloring, because you guys would know from your end much better than I do. I mean, yes, I can see how it looks on my iPad, but and I do view just pieces and parts. I never watch all my videos. That would take forever. I just look at pieces and parts when I'm in the editor. Make sure everything is, you know, I have the whole video, and if there are clips that I have to piece together, make sure they're in the right order. Especially when there are many clips to piece together. So I do look at little bits and pieces of it, but yeah, I never watched the whole thing through. And I would like to say, if you are a new subscriber of mine, welcome, welcome. I am very happy to have you here. My channel kind of does a little bit of everything. A lot of color and chats, but I do introductions to a lot of new products that I've gotten. We do swatching videos, flip throughs of new books that I have gotten. We do a lot of them, don't we, for you subscribers that have been with me for a while. Okay. What are we going to do the background in? Because if I'm going to do that blue, I don't want to do that blue. Maybe we'll have to do this in a different color. What else can I bring in? Don't want to bring in greens because there's going to be quite a bit of green around the outside. Or what color could I put in the background? I guess it wouldn't necessarily have to be blue, would it? Oh, I don't know. Decisions. And I don't want to go pink because of the red being right there. I guess we could bring in a darker yellow, maybe. Let's try that. Let's see how that is going to look. I don't want to go with a real dark yellow, though. That's kind of a regular yellow. Oh, I'm trying to picture how that's going to look. Well, we're going to try it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. So yeah, I don't have the windows all open yet, and it's almost noon. But I anticipate pretty soon all the windows are going to be coming open all the way again. I did close the patio door because there are people outside mowing lawn. And didn't want that to interfere with my video. Plus, I have the neighbor down the street. I don't think you'd be able to hear that even with the door open, but for the last couple weeks, he has been doing some major renovations in his yard. And this is the cop that's down, right down, you know, half a block down on the other side of the street. Holy Hannah. Has his whole yard tore up. In the back of his property, between him and his neighbor, there was, I don't know if they were like a line of shrubs, you know, like a hedge. No, they were pine trees. That's right. Tore out all the pine trees. So now that is all open. Left the wooden deck on the back. We at first thought he was going to be tearing the deck and everything off. But it looked like he had a hot tub in the back that he tore out. Couldn't really tell. You know, we're snoopy, but you don't want to go down there and stare. Bob would look when he would take Bella for a walk because he would come right past the house. But yeah, all four sides were being redone. The front yard, the side, the west side facing us, backyard, and I did see him on the east side also. So the whole yard is dug up. And now I see this morning finally, because the 4th of July weekend, him and family and friends were over there the entire weekend working their butts off. So he is doing it all himself with the help of, you know, family and friends. So I imagine that cuts down, you know, the cost tremendously versus having somebody come in and do it. But wow, the work he is putting into that. He must have had the whole week off. So different cop must have been on duty all week. We have a couple cops in town, so he was out there, yeah, every day working on that. And boy, he must have connections, because the equipment he had out there, and boy, he really knows how to operate it all too. Backhoes, and he had this little, I don't know what they're called. They're just a little bitty thing that's, you know, runs on that. Okay, I will freely admit I do not know my equipment. I don't know the names of anything. But it runs like on that belt underneath rather than tires, rather than wheels. And it's got a bucket on the front, and then you can change that out for a blade. So he had black dirt brought in by the piles with a tractor and a wagon behind. And they would dump that on the back part of the lawn. He would go over with this little bitty thing that had the bucket on, dump it all in the front yard and even that out more, and then all over on the sides of the house, and spent a long time bringing that dirt in and leveling everything out. Now today I seen they must have finally gotten everything the way they wanted it, and they must have planted grass. I didn't see them doing that, but they this last time when I looked over there, they had it all straw spread out. So, you know, usually that's, I don't know if that's what you guys do where you live, but when we plant grass here so the birds don't get it and it retains moisture, you know, we lay straw over the top, spread it out. So then he was going over it and over it and over it with one of those weighted rollers on the back of like a lawn tractor. So yeah, so every time he backs up with any of that equipment, all you hear is beep 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 beep. So that's all we've been hearing for the past few weeks. Is a lot of beep beep. Okay, yeah, that's kind of a lot of yellow, but Okay, maybe it'll look a little better once we get the blues in. So I'm going to use this lighter blue again, and then I'm going to bring in a darker blue. That's kind of too much on the purpley side. Let's see what this Chromatech one looks like. Oh, that's almost too dark. I'm so picky. Let's try this one. There, that's the one I want. Thought it looks good. I didn't even know I had that dark of a blue. Good to know. Yeah, these two are kind of on the more aqua side of blues, so they'll go together well, and they'll look great for around here. Let's see if this is dry. Yep. Okay. So how are we going to do these waves? We'll do the top part light, and then we'll go in here with the dark. Bob went out and mowed lawn for me. He was only supposed to mow the two sides, the harder two, because of the hill, and then I was going to mow the west side and the back, which the back is by far the largest piece, but it's much more flat. I like mowing the backyard. It's still got a slope to it, but it's not bad. It's just big. So it takes a while to get done. Get her done. And we are over an hour. We actually got quite a bit of this done. I think once I get the waves done though, I'm going to stop this part. And then we will just have the stockings and the poinsettias to do. And that might take a while to get those done, so I am not going to try to get that all done in this video. Otherwise, I think I'm going to feel like I'm rushing it too much. And I rush myself a lot on my own. So it seems like I'm always rushing to get a picture done. Especially, you know, once you're getting close to the end and you're starting to get, I don't want to say sick of it, but if you're like me, I already have another picture picked out, and it's like thinking of color schemes for that one. And always planning ahead. And I think when I get this section done, I want to go back with the darker blue so I can see how it's going to look. My thoughts and prayers are with everybody in California that is around all the earthquakes. Are those still going on, the aftershocks? I haven't heard anything recently. But they're still kind of saying that still kind of due for a big one. And I mean, that hits a big city like Los Angeles or San Fran, or I mean, that would just be catastrophic. Do any of you guys live out in California? I don't know where all of my subscribers are from. I know where a few of you are from, but is that looking like water? I kind of like that. So we'll finish with the dark blue. I think I'm going to have to pause, go see what Bella's problem is, because she's starting to get wound up. And I know she's going to start barking her fool head off. So I'm going to be right back. Alrighty, I am back. Bella's over by me here now, so hopefully she won't be barking as much. Well, this looks like it's coming down here. And even though I do have the patio door closed, Bob is mowing lawn for me, which normally I would not want him to be doing, but he knows I'm busy with this, so he is mowing. Instead of just the two sides, he's mowing all of it. Then it's done, as he says. He always wants things done right away, and no procrastination in his butt. You do things right away and you get them done. Okay, light, dark, light. Trying to just do every color, you know, every other space in here. Let's see. What else has been happening around here? Not a lot. Not a heck of a lot. It's kind of boring around here. Well, one thing that's coming up is my daughter is probably getting induced a week from Tuesday. Unreal. It's like, boy, where did that time go? I remember when she first found out she was pregnant. It's like, holy cow. Summer's half over with. Boo. Before you know it, the snow is going to be flying. Yucca, yucca, yucca. And even though it's going to be really hot. All right. I just had adjusted this color, the tone, so that it wasn't so bright. And now it's bright again. I don't understand. It's like it adjusts all on its own. While I was paused there for a while, I was kind of playing around with the tints so that it wouldn't be so bright for you guys. Should have maybe brought in that real dark blue. Maybe I will get that out if I can find it now and go over. That's not it. Go over some of those areas where I got some of the colors together. There, that's it. And see how that looks. Yeah, we'll do all these little areas in the dark blue. Just kind of get over what I had colored in here. Well, hear the church bells. It must be noon. There, I like that better. Okay. Well, we're getting there, folks. We're getting there. I think I'm just gonna finish this up, and then yeah, that'll be the end of this video. Go eat some lunch. Oh, now the siren's going off. Oh, you really know it's noon. Let's see, that would be dark coming through there. Kind of does look like waves going around. So our little gingerbread house is in the water. But it's surrounded by sun. How does that work? Okay, let's see. The other day I was outside and I seen birds soaring overhead, and they looked rather big, like they were big birds. And we do have a number of hawks around here, so when I see them soaring like that, a lot of times it's hawks. But not this time. I caught a glimpse of the head of one of them. There were 4 bald eagles soaring around up across the street above where, you know, that open field is across from me. And one was kind of dive bombing the other one. And so then 2 of them took off up to the north. 2 of them went to the south. So I don't know if they were pairs, you know, mating pairs or what. But that was awesome to see. Love bald eagles. Pretty cool. So I wonder if there are bald eagle nests around somewhere. That would be neat. I haven't seen my cute little hummingbird around. In a previous chat, I had mentioned that I seen a super tiny little bitty hummingbird in my bleeding hearts out front. And he was so adorable. Last week I did see one though in my, I have clematis climbing in the backyard, and did see one in there though. So I do have to get some feeders up because they obviously are around. And if I could get one of those that, you know, has the suction cup and stick to the living room window, then I could see it when any hummingbirds come around. I know when Mom was still alive, she lived out in the country, you know, where we all grew up, and she had a number of hummingbird feeders because she loved her hummingbirds. And so then she would, you know, boil the syrup water, and then we would fill them all up for her, because her living room window, she had a number of the suction cup ones attached to her living room window so she could watch them. Well, those windows are up kind of high, So you needed a step ladder to get up and refill them. And we certainly didn't want her up on a step ladder. So yeah, we would go out and fill up her hummingbird feeders for her, like, you know, once a week. And every one of them would be completely dry by the time that week was up. Those were some thirsty hummingbirds, or hungry, whatever. It was so nice growing up out in the country. I think city kids are really missing a lot when they don't grow up in the country. Yes, there are advantages to growing up in town, you know, especially if you have friends only a few blocks away. We always had to make, you know, plans way ahead of time if, you know, we were going to one of our friends' houses, or, you know, once in a while do a sleepover for the weekend by a friend's house. Especially if you were getting off the bus with your friend, because you always had to have a note written by your parents saying yes, by both parents actually, that yes, she can get off at this bus stop. But growing up on, like, one of my best friends grew up on a big farm. And so she always had chores to do. You know, even when I would be there for the weekend, you know, she still had to go out in the milking parlor and help out and help with the feeding and cleaning and all that stuff. So I would go out and help too. And of course they'd always have all these barn kitties, so that was even neater. Even back then I was a kitty lover. Well, animal lover in general, but especially the kitties. And if they'd have little kittens, oh, love little kitties. Do any of you guys watch John, the bibliophile colorist? If not, you should go check him out. He's awesome. And him and his parents just have a heart of gold when it comes to kitties. And they would have a bunch of outside cats, for those of you who don't watch his channel. And they would always take food out for these outdoor kitties, and I'm off camera, and they would feed them every day. And so these feral cats, even though, you know, they were feral and they were outdoor cats, they would eventually get used to them and eventually come up to them and let them pet them. And a few weeks ago they had a catastrophe. The neighbors called animal control on them, and they took the cats all away, and that just devastated John and his family, as I can imagine it would. Oh, it would devastate me. Even though they were outside cats, it was like their pets. They'd always go out and they would look for the kitties. And there was one cat, I believe her name, they called her Patches because of her coloring, had babies. And for the longest time they didn't see the babies around, and so they kind of assumed that, you know, they didn't make it. And so that was so sad too. But just this past week. Oh gosh, this video that he just put up a little while ago was just so exciting. Mama Cat Patches brought all the kitties, the little kittens from over, I think it was across the street, brought them over, and each one, and so John and his family rescued these little kittens. John brought them in, had them all. There were 7 kittens. Brought them all and had them in his bathroom. And he said they were all healthy as can be. No fleas, no nothing, which is unreal for, you know, outdoor feral kitties. And so he had a video and showed them. Oh my gosh, they were so cute. Oh my heavens, I don't think there's anything as cute as little baby kittens. Well, any baby animal, of course, is cute. Even like little bear cubs, and I mean, they're all adorable, aren't they? But I don't know, little baby kittens, just, oh, these little guys were just adorable. They were old enough already where the majority of them ate, you know, soft food on their own. He had said there was, because there were like 2 runs in the batch, not just 1 but 2, where they were quite a bit smaller, so they were just nursing on mama yet. But oh, so adorable. And I guess this one orange one really attached itself to John, so they may actually be keeping that one. And they are going to be moving, which is kind of sad because, you know, they fed these kitties, and, you know, the kitties were so used to them and not, you know, kind of depending on them for food. They didn't have to fend for themselves quite as much. But there's, you know, not much they could do about that. They had some absolutely horrid neighbors. They were having problems with the place they were staying in. So, I mean, they're just going to be much better off where they're moving, but yeah. But they're going to find good homes for all the other kittens. It's so neat when you hear stories about, you know, other people who are as big of animal lovers as you are, rather than these horrid stories about animal abuse. I can't even listen to those stories. If they're on TV, I either have to mute the TV, or if Bob's watching TV, I have to either close my ears or walk out of the room. Even the ASPCA commercials, you know, where they show them sad, typically dog faces, you know. Sometimes kitties too, but a lot of dogs, you know, and they want you to contribute to them. I know Bob's brother does. And, oh, they're just so sad looking. Oh, man. So that's another commercial I cannot watch. Even on Facebook sometimes, you know, you'll be scrolling through your feed and you'll see something with animal abuse, and I can't even look at the pictures. It just, like my niece yesterday, yeah. Yesterday was Friday. She had posted on Facebook. Now, I don't go on Facebook hardly at all anymore. I just quick glance through my notifications and friend requests and look at Messenger if I have a message. But I did see that she had a posting out there and a picture of a doe laying in the middle of the road. It was still alive, but she had hit it. And so the cop had to come out and put it down. She didn't really say what was wrong with it. I don't want to think about it. Because then I can't help but my mind goes towards, oh my gosh, how much pain is she in? And, just stuff like that. And it just really, really bothers me. So, yeah, can't think about it. Okay, let's zoom back out. Oh, and the sun's coming out now, so it's even brighter. I apologize. All right, that is how far we got on our little gingerbread house mandala. And yeah, in part 2, we'll do all the stockings and the poinsettias, and then we will have this done. So I'd like to thank you for joining me in on this color and chat. I hope you liked listening to me yammer on and on about this, that, and the other thing. Maybe glanced up once in a while to see what I was doing. That's kind of what I do when I listen to color and chats. So yeah, stay tuned for part 2 of this color and chat. Not sure when that's going to get done because I have some other ones to do yet today, but it should be coming up in the near future. So, hope everybody is having a terrific weekend, and as always, happy coloring. Bye, guys.